How are you? Good morning or good evening, wherever you are, and welcome today to Harnessing AI to Build High Converting Sales Pages. So, I'm really excited to show you about kind of all the research that I've been doing into AI and a system that I've developed of how you can kind of harness and put the sales page strategy behind ChatGPT to create sales pages really good and really quickly. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold today. And let's get started. If you're new, my name is Katie Joy, and I have my croaky voice, and I help women online package up their signature offer and set up the automation to win back time. We have agency level all-in-one marketing software. So that means that we set people up with all the templates, all the emails, like a one-click install with templates, emails, triggers, automations, the whole shebang. So that's very, very exciting and new. And anyway, let's get into it. Okay, here we go. So I've actually created recently a document on the AI sales formula, and I wanted to show that to you today so you could see the actual process. And also invite you to another masterclass where we'll go into it in more detail, because we're just going to keep this one today nice and short so you can get a quick little overview. So we're going to show you how to use AI to build your sales page faster. A little background about me: these are my mentors, Tamara and Natalie. Helped me get certified in digital marketing and training and coaching. Had launches, and then behind that, I have a master's in science and also a postgrad in entrepreneurship, and I worked at the UN in my former career life. I guess the big thing is now I'm a sole income earner for my kids for over 10 years in my own business, and I've really adapted to working my own flexible hours. So that's what I really want for others, is especially for mums and single mums, to be able to bring in that income so you can work the flexible hours, around your children. And I was pretty much faced with the scenario when I had to I felt like I had to earn a double income in half the time, because it was only my income. I didn't have a partner raising the two kids, didn't have any alimony or whatever you call it, child support. So I felt like the pressure to get ahead, to earn a double kind of income, but then in half the time, because you're still a full-time mum. I mean, I was pregnant when we split up, and so it was sort of, it was that's kind of what drove me down this path. I wanted to just jump in quickly with if you're listening here about AI and you're kind of like, oh, is this just a fad thing? I wanted to just highlight that it's not going to go away. And then, here's I go into this in more detail in another masterclass I do. But if you know any of these brands, it shows your age: Blockbusters, Commodore, Kodak, and they didn't adapt when technology came across. Like Blockbuster, they got offered by Netflix that they could have actually bought Netflix, but they laughed in their faces and thought no one's going to do the CD deliveries. And then, they were too slow to the game, and then it started streaming, and then they lost, and then they kind of vanished. So with you now, with AI, it's just going to evolve and change, and I'm sure there's going to be parameters around it, and we'll adapt and grow through it, but it's not going to actually go away. So it's really great that you're here looking at how you can use it or harness it specifically for what you want to achieve in your business. Okay, so we kind of agree that we're going to embrace it. We know it's going to save us time, and then obviously saving time is making more money. And it can help us with building, obviously, a lot of content. And especially today, I was looking at your course sales page. Because what I promised in this from Clicks to Conversions is looking at the core sales page structure and how I'm using AI to help. And particularly, it's a 16-block formula. I was going to show you sort of through a tutorial side, a little bit about ChatGPT, and then the details about how we do that, like the phases, the 3 phases that I go through. I might take you out of this one and over to the freebie so you can have a look. In case, I'll just run you through this quickly. In case you're new to like sales funnels or online and digitally things, basically this is the process that you go through. So you're attracting people, like right now I'm doing this video, so looking to attract people. Then I have this formula that I want to share with you. And then to get that formula, you'll be giving me the details. So that's like sharing the details here. Through that, you're getting to know me, and then you'll like grow our relationship. And then if you like me and trust me, we'll make an offer about how you can work with me in some way. Then when that happens, obviously deliver and delight, want to make a lasting impact and change and transform your life and business. And then you're going to love that and share the love. So that's kind of the process that it goes through. And then another way to look at that whole funnel process is the awareness phase, the consideration phase, and then people have desire for what you have. So we're doing that so you can be seen as the expert. You can build that know, like, trust, and also build up that desire for what you're actually offering. Okay, I might jump on over to the document, and I would love to share this particular presentation with you. If you would like the AI masterclass, I'm happy to share that one with you. So we go like into these things a little bit more deeply. Okay. I'll just jump out of here. And I'll get straight into the juicy tutorial. How about that? Okay. Don't you love this one-woman show? Okay, so this is what I would like to offer you and give you, this AI launch formula. I'll pop the details in afterwards, so you'll be able to grab it. So what this actually looks like is, we'll get through. It's all about making AI work for you while it's preserving that human touch that sets you apart. And go through the different phases that happens when you're using ChatGPT. Sorry, this document's like right in the middle. So the phase 1 is when we're kind of preparing. And if you don't know what ChatGPT is, you can go to open.ai and sign up for a free account or a paid account. And basically, it's it's generative AI. So it's kind of different from all the AI that we've used in the past, that like if you did have a Netflix account, it's able to understand, look at your data and then say, well, what about this movie? This is likely gonna, you'll like it. Now it kind of generates its own self, depending on what type of prompts. So you can get it, mix this with that and compare different things. And it just has this insane capability right now that you can use, that we won't go into today, in levels of your business. And for example, how would you do, say, this live session, then usually you would have to get system to used to pay $1 for, I can't remember how many words, or it was a minute, for Rev to transcribe everything. So you paid for that. So you got this transcript, and then you had to go through the transcript and then figure out what's the summary, what's the points, or if you wanted to put where in the YouTube video certain things happen, then you had to go through and find all of that. Now you can kind of get all of this information, put it in there and say, summarize it for me, or give me timestamps on the main points, or look for these keywords and timestamp them. So all of this stuff that used to take ages, it's very good at like analyzing, putting together, doing, using massive amounts of data and making sense of it. So there are so many capabilities with it. And what you'll find is there's a lot of new software that's coming out. And what they're doing is they're essentially kind of building the prompts or whatever, or the structure around this open AI foundational source. And so they might say, I'm going to help you create blogs, right? And so they've already kind of figured out all the prompts and things to tell it. So you can just put in your blog title and keywords and outline, and it might be able to make the blog post for you. So there's a lot of, you'll see all this software coming out that they're just like tagging on top of it, and they're doing that level of kind of prompting or systemizing for you. So then it's making simpler for you to do. So all of that's going to keep growing and growing. What I'm showing you today is just you and the OpenAI source, the ChatGPT, and kind of how you can just quickly use it to obviously build the sales page that I promised. So yes, definitely grab this guide afterwards. So anyway, phase one is preparing it. So gathering all your stuff, you can put it in a Google Doc or whatever. And that's when you're gathering kind of your business details, your own bio, what your offer is for that particular chat thread, and your target audience. So you want to have all this data ready. You can actually use ChatGPT earlier to kind of gather some of this data by asking it things like, what are the pains and frustrations of, people who want to quit smoking or something like that, even though you know it and you think, oh, I have to think of it and write it all out, again. And then you can ask it these questions and you can kind of gather all your prep stuff. So with my private clients, we have a system for going through and, getting all the details, but this is like in general. So you're going to do the prep phase and you're going to prepare it with all this stuff. Then next you're going to, I call it up, you can't see with my harness AI at the top, but it basically says phase 2, upload your brand consciousness. So you've got all your prep stuff. And then the next phase that you've gathered, you want to then feed it. So you want to give it to the chat thread, and that's what's going to get you. And also brand voice is what I didn't say in the first one. You want to feed it the information for your brand tone and voice, your offer, your target audience, your bio, and your business details. And then, so you feed it. So just like if you're wanting to drive a car, right? I was actually thinking about feeding a person, but then I thought it wasn't a very good scenario, because I'm like, what comes out is down the bottom. So I thought a car would sound better. So where you've got a car, you want to feed it really good fuel, so it's going to drive well and drive really far. If you're going to put water in the tank, or watered down fuel, it's not going to get you very far. So that's the same thing with the chat. If you want really good results, you've got to like feed it what it needs to just be really successful for you, to just run for it, to go amazing. So that's the kind of the prep phase. So the second phase, when you're uploading your brand consciousness, we've got a set of prompts for my program and course people that we go through, that we feed it. And I've got an example in this one here that I can give you. Like an example prompt is, I'll give you details about my business for you to summarize and refer back to for this chat thread. Here are my details. And then you kind of like insert it in. And then you can feed it all these things. Also, I had a little top tip in here. You can get ChatGPT to interview you. So another example of an interview prompt, I'm like, you're an expert interviewer. Please interview me about my business, my offer, my target audience. And then summarize my target audience in as much detail as possible so I can describe it to you later for you to create content. And so you can get it to sort of interview you these questions, and it describes it, and you can save that in a document, because if it ever gets a little bit off track or different things, you can also feed it back to keep it on brand. And remember, in our business, we need to have connection first before conversion and having trust before transaction. Okay, so phase 3 is getting the content. So we did the phase 1, you're preparing your stuff. Phase 2, we're kind of feeding the information to ChatGPT. And then phase 3, it's not until phase 3 when we're actually getting our content out. And then in phase 3, we have like a framework prompt because it works really well with themes, with frameworks, where everything else kind of falls under. So then we give it a framework prompt, like I've got an example here. And then it might be for the remainder of the chat, please you assume you are an expert marketing consultant and copywriter with expertise in direct response marketing, write exclusively for the target audience. You're also the person described in the bio. You're writing specifically to sell the core offer described. Use the brand, tone, and voice described. So something like that. So you're kind of setting the scene for the content. I don't know how I got this cold quickly. Okay, so still part of phase 3. This is assembling your course sales page with the prompts. So remember, it's all in the guide, so you don't need to take notes. So in the 16-block sales page blueprint, I've got all the elements kind of here, written down here, and like an example of whereabouts they go. And now that you've kind of, you know, the parts of the sales page and you can visualize kind of roughly whereabouts they sit on a sales page, then it's easier for you to fill out and get the prompts from ChatGPT. So then we set the framework, like that framework prompt that I said, and then we go through like block by block, prompt by prompt to get the content for each section of the course sales page. So here's an example here for block 1 and 2. We're wanting to get the headline and the subheadline. And then we might say something like this. Please give me attention-grabbing headlines for my course. Give me, and these are so you've got different ones to choose from, like 5 pre-headlines, 5 headlines, a supporting statement, blah, blah, blah. And making sure you've got the framework one behind it. And then I've got a couple of other examples in this document too. So this is for sales page block 3 and 4. Here's the example in pink of the prompt. It looks quite detailed. It'll get you going. But, you know, I won't read it all through. So you've got it there. But an example is, please introduce and establish a connection with the reader, share a brief story or personal experience related to the course topic to build rapport, because you would have fed this information earlier. In this area, you want to get your readers' attention by identifying with their pain points, suffering, 5 of their top symptoms, describe how they feel, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to like draw all that from everything you've given it, take the story kind of that you've fed it before, and then it will bring this section together. There's a couple more examples, and this is like another example for block 5 and 6. But ultimately, what I wanted to sort of finish with is it's a tool. Like, it's a great tool, but it's a tool. But ultimately, I wanted to emphasize to trust your intuition and trust your inner guidance and trust yourself. So before you sort of get really logical into cut and pasting from chat, I always say, like, take a deep breath, light a candle, you know, really connect in with who you're going to help with this course, you know, get your content before you do your final sweep of your Google Doc, like really get into this beautiful, almost meditative state. Connect in with your intuition and think, what does this person, you know, really need to hear from me? What do they really need to hear from me to shift them into this place that I know I can get them? And so kind of wait till you get those goosebumps because you feel quite connected. And then from that state of energetic alignment and overflow and like love and connection with your ideal client, you can go through your final sales page that before you've put it anywhere, just in the Google Doc with the blocks. You can go through that and you can really color, change it, mix it, move it, and go in that flow. But what it's doing is it's helping you not start from scratch, which can be really hard because you can get like blocks, a lot of like, what do I write next? And you get nowhere and you never get it done. So you've got something there to go from. You've kind of got all the elements there that you need to help people make a buying decision and understand what it's about, what you're actually offering, and if it is right for them. Because you need to tell them these are the elements, like this is for you or if you want this, or if you're experiencing this pain, like so they can connect and know they have enough detail to know that it's for them. And then you can, you get into that beautiful state, and then you can create the content then after that. So I wanted to emphasize that of it being just a tool, to trust your intuition and your guidance and your own connection. So I think, that's pretty much it. So the recap, and again, I will prepare it and I'll pop it into the description or wherever it is here for you, so you can grab this and join me on the next masterclass where we go into it in a bit more detail. So our recap is we prepare our information first. We upload your brand consciousness. We kind of feed or train the bot. And then it's crafting that great content. Then it's able to give us that great content. And it's where you're also using your intuition, you're having the conversation, you're going back and forth, you're refining, and then the final stage, when you have it all, don't even worry about the chat and just really connect in with who you want to help, where they're going, get the goosebumps, feel that deep love and connection, and do what comes through then. Forget about what the chat said and ultimately go through with that sweep of love and intention and all of that at the end. So that is pretty much it. Oh, I also do have, I'm in the middle of revamping the launch kit. So it's going to be an AI powered launch kit. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop it in as well. And if you would love to get all of this actually set up in a system that's insanely amazing, I absolutely love it. I've got a program that helps you set everything up, from your emails, your sales pages, your workflows, your triggers, to really automate that journey. Just let me know and book in a clarity call or send me a message. So I hope this has helped you. I'm going to hide this. To wrap it up now, I hope this has helped you have a look at kind of the phases around how you can use ChatGPT to build out your core sales page relatively quickly. And I hope you do grab this guide. It's really amazing. It takes it through step by step. And if you need any help and support with, creating the systems and the tech for you, or even packaging together your beautiful signature offer, then please reach out and let's chat. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.